3 minutes after 10. Nice to see Prince William weighing into the unfairness of the Super League plans, the European Super League plans. Apparently tomorrow he's going to make a statement about how much property the Crown Estate owns in a country where, as we discussed yesterday, getting on the property ladder is getting... No, I'm only joking. Of course he isn't. Any more than your usual friends in the right-wing tabloid end of the British media are going to get their knickers in a twist about big business owning too much or treating customers and staff like cattle. For some reason, and I think we all know why, football seems to be treated differently from every other area of British life, wherein the massive majority of my profession dedicate epic amounts of time to explaining why people like Rupert Murdoch and the Barclay brothers should be allowed to do whatever the hell they want with whoever the hell they want, whenever the hell they want. But when it's football clubs, oh, well, temporarily suspend the support for free enterprise, free markets and untrammelled capitalism. I've been thinking about it a lot since yesterday in the hope, perhaps, of seeing a little glimmer of challenge to yesterday's analysis, a little scintilla of suspicion that things aren't as completely hypocritical and double standards as they appeared. And I have so far failed. Why now is a question, isn't it? Forgive me if you don't like football. This is political analysis, I promise you. It's just if we were talking about a steelworks or we were talking about a massive business with hundreds of employees, if we were talking about, trades unions, then you wouldn't say, I'm not interested in this because I don't like steel. So this is about politics, it's about media, it's pretty much in the same territory that we explore together every day. But why now? Why now has money decided to have ruined football? That's a question you might want to have a crack at answering. For my money, the interesting development in the last 24 hours, oddly, has been a plausibility issue. I think it's... I don't want to make any predictions. I've given up making predictions. I don't know whether you've noticed because I'm so depressed when they all come true. So I've given up on that. I don't know whether this is going to happen or not. My inklings tell me that it probably will happen, but possibly not yet. The idea that you're going to be able to prevent multinational companies owned and run by citizens of nowhere, as Theresa May might have called them. The idea that you're going to be able to exert enough pressure. I don't know. I don't know if it'll happen yet, but I don't know if it will happen eventually. Why now? Why is it only now that money is accused of having ruined football? I mentioned to you yesterday that the league in which my own beloved team play was suspended during the last lockdown because the financial viability of staying afloat and seeing out the end of the season without any ticket receipts whatsoever was zero. What can Kidderminster Harriers and Blythe Spartans do in these sort of circumstances? Diddly squat. Zip. Absolutely nada. What can these massive clubs do, according to the head of the European Super League? Well, there's a financial imperative. These guys are really struggling. You know, have you any idea how much it costs to buy a world-class centre-forward these days? You're not going to get much change out of 100 million quid. So, of course, we've got to go looking for new opportunities. There's only so many shirts we can sell to South Korea. So now we're going to have to drive a coach and horses through the football traditions of all countries involved. And yet, of course, when they drive a coach and horses through employment rights, your newspapers cheer it. When they drive a coach and horses through the idea that national living wage or minimum wage might be quite a civilised thing to introduce, they are queuing up to tell you companies can't afford it. These companies will go bust if they have to pay people a civilised. It's exactly the same people. I've actually quite enjoyed it. I apologise, possibly because I don't have skin in the game. But when you hear people who routinely, quotes, explain, end quotes, why extremely rich vested interests should be able to do whatever the hell they want to the rest of us, somehow discovering concern for the order, whether it's the Culture Secretary, Oliver Dowden, announcing a fan-led inquiry into the state of football. I wonder whether we're going to have a citizen-led inquiry into the state of commercial media tomorrow, into the state of privately owned newspapers. I suspect not. But when you watch them pretending to suddenly have concerns for ordinary people because, football, it is, hypocrisy on a scale that I struggle. Even I, as one of the country's foremost chroniclers of hypocrisy and double standards, even I struggle to credit the scale of this one.